When the next big expansion, Talandre with tier 2 drops on March the 6th, we'll be getting the new level 55 cap. This also then brings new contracts to do to match this level increase, and also to give you new ones for the new areas with this map expansion. However, unlike the Stone Guard and Lastland, there is only one new hub, which is Herba Village. And within it, you will find 2 contract managers. One will give you level 51 to level 53 contracts, and another will give you level 54 to level 55 contracts. So let's quickly go over which contracts are the fastest to do so you can get all of those rewards every single day. Later on in the video, I'll cover alternatives and also a pretty big missed opportunity in this game. There are a total of 8 super simple contracts to do, but keep in mind you sometimes will get contracts which will give like nearly double value at level 2 or triple value at level 3. And it can be worth going for these even though you might have to spend a bit more time killing these enemies. So what you want to do, look through your contracts, accept them, and then look for where you need to go to complete them. Like selecting here, I'll need to go within this area. So the best ones I found you can pick up are these. 5 of them are level 55 max contracts, and 3 of them are level 54. There's honestly not that big a difference between a level 54 and a 55, so usually not worth going and needing to kill a bunch of enemies when doing other contracts. So let's begin with those Black Anvil 4 contracts. 3 of them you can pick up. Everyone's Lover, Brewmaster's Revenge, Merchant's Torment. Keep in mind it is still best to select one contract and then immediately refresh and then select the next. If you really need to speed through it fast as possible, you can always just select the ones that you want to go for without, say, refreshing, but you lose out on the chance of getting like higher tier contracts or contracts with better rewards that you need. We'll discuss more later on in the video. So you simply teleport up here like I showed you on the map, and you will need to fly off in this direction. You can see on the mini map the gold circles where you actually need to go for those Black Anvil contracts. You will fly down here, and in the pool you find your letter in a bottle. You have to be in the water to be able to interact with it, and that completes your first contract. The second, you very simply interact with this barrel. And that's done then too. And now you just need to go find gatherables. This can be hit or miss depending on the server you're on, what time, how many other people are also going through this contract, as it can be contested. Each of these gatherable materials are per instance, like they spawn for everybody and whoever gets it first claims it. They'll also give you extra rewards which can be useful though. So I tend to do them during off-peak hours, and it makes getting through these contracts super easy. So you simply gather 3 materials and then you're done. That's all 3 Black Anvil contracts. Since there's only one hub here, you can press B and simply teleport directly back to the main hub area. You end up on this tower and you can simply fly directly to the contract manager. Super simple, efficient and easy. Fly down and you can pick up your next contracts. Now these would be the last priority contracts. Ideally, you'll get the level 55 ones. So we go to Bercant Manor. You have Protecting Stray Cats, Watching Out for the Florification Curse, and a Historian's Intuition. All 3 are within Bercant Manor. You can select where you need to go, and we're simply going to teleport to this waypoint. Once here, you need to look for a cat, and there's very easily one just around this corner. You interact with the old plate. This will lure a cat. Just wait a second for it to spawn, and now you need to find the cat's bed. Again, you can simply just always go to the same spot unless perhaps you're contested with other players, I'm not sure. In this house, there's the bed, and you simply wait for the cat. It will catch up with you, it will see the bed, it's now a happy cat, and it gives you a gift which you then pick up, and that completes the contract. The next one here is to get the gatherables as long as you've picked up that contract. Again, there are an absolute ton of spawns here. This one should be no problem to do at all. And even if all the ones on land are like taken, you can jump in the water and there are these flowers which spawn all the time and you just interact with them. That completes your gatherables. And your last one is to simply pick up that bottle in the water again. So you're just going to swim and head over there. You go to interact with it and that completes your Bercant Manor contracts, all 3 of them. Max level 55 contracts. Again, you can press B, you will teleport straight to the hub area here, and you can fly over again to the contract manager, swoop down and pick up your next contracts. The other 2 really good ones are within Crimson Manor. You have a letter for union members and finding new items. You again will simply claim those contracts. You of course generally want to get all 5 at once, but these 2 you need to head to the Crimson Manor. Again, we can select where to go and you're simply going to get this waypoint and teleport over here. Once there, make your way around these tents. You can get this grapple point, fly and catch this one. And then you simply go to the further higher up platforms. You can basically get into the top of this mountain. It's going to vary how much ping you have, whether you can manage that smoothly. But then you fly over here and you're simply going to find your gatherables and the bottle. Here's one gatherable. There are ones in the water. You have to be swimming to interact with them. It can sometimes be a bit buggy, but yeah, we grab it from over there. And the bottle is just here. Again, can be a little bit buggy if you're lagging. We grab that, completes the contract, and we just need one more gatherable. There are absolute ton in this area, and that completes your Crimson Mansion contracts. From here, you can again simply press B and teleport back to the main hub area and fly over to your contract manager. Alternatively, you fly to the other points where you have other contracts. So again, these 5 level 55 contracts are ideally what you want to just keep repeating every time you need to do them. However, you may not get lucky to always be able to select those, and that's why I would fill in with some of the Black Anvil Forge contracts, as they are also super easy to do. Again, you sometimes will get offered, say like a tier 2 or tier 3 contract, and it's your choice if you want to do it for those extra rewards or not. Again, the Black Anvil Forge ones, at being only level 54 contracts, will give a teeny bit less solid, but they'll give the same amount of contract coins, so ultimately not a big deal there. You do have the option to experiment with the level 51 to level 53 contracts here, and you might want to be on the lookout for these new pouches. You will also get them offered to you with the level 54 and level 55 contracts here if you're lucky. Those pouches are like new and improved Precious Blessing pouches, as they will now drop tier 2 gear. Now the drop rates are pretty minuscule, but it has a chance to give you some pretty decent armor sets and even some occasional useful weapons depending on what role and setup you're going for. But again, the drop rates are absolutely minuscule. It's up to you if you actually want to spend the effort to try and do a contract that, say, requires you to kill a bunch of enemies just to get another one of these pouches. I can open these 2 and in all likelihood we just get like blue stuff. You can see a blue staff, a blue armor piece, and some contract scrolls. These can be particularly useful. You can melt them down and convert them to the new contract scrolls, at least here on Korea that's how it is, and use them for the new open world dungeons when they get unlocked via the milestones. Just keep in mind, if you need to be super fast and you are on, say, a contested server, you can still go back and do like your pure light tower contracts. These are like the fastest ones in our tier 1 areas, and if there's not so many people there because they're trying to do the tier 2 ones, then this could be even more time efficient. It's just you will miss 3 contract coins, because instead of getting 33 you'll just get 30, along with the extra solent. But honestly, that might not be that big of a deal. You mainly just want to get those contract coins, and 3 difference per contract in terms of time savings can be not such a big deal. So it isn't a priority to get those level 55 ones done versus still your level 50 ones, what you're used to. In terms of what actual rewards to prioritize when picking them up, I generally go for the ores. So you've got the red ones for weapons, green ones for accessories, and yellow ones for armor. That's to create growth stones, and you need an absolute ton of these, along with getting the crystals for also crafting those growth stones. And of course, there is also your parchment for your skill books if you still need those, which if you're focusing on one build, you shouldn't anymore. Skills maximum is still only level 5 purple. And that's it. So if you're looking through these, you see that this has parchment. I need parchment, then I would take this one. It's a black Anvil Forge, nice and easy. This is also more parchment, but I would avoid taking like these with the materials, and I would avoid taking the blue ores. You generally should have more than enough of those. And of course, if you get one that's free with a blessing pouch, this is an easy one in Bercant Manor, absolutely take it. And if it's one that requires killing enemies, that's going to be your choice. It can be very valuable if you do get lucky from drops from these packs. Now, these contracts also do give you a ton of XP, so they can help with like leveling up, but you won't be able to access these contracts until you've hit that actual level. Like, you can't do a level 54 contract until you are level 54. Honestly, I think it's a pretty big missed opportunity for the game that the new level 55 cap should take a while to get there. But right now, as it stands, you simply do your continuation of the adventure codex and you will hit level 55 in no time at all. Like one play session, easy. I think it would have been better if they made it drawn out. Like getting to level 55 could be something that takes people months. And ultimately all it would give you is a few more stat points, and yes, the tag that you've grinded out that much, and thus gaining XP from all these different areas would actually be somewhat meaningful. They would of course have to change it so that you don't need to be level 55 to do, say, 3-star dungeons or enter abyss dungeons and things like that. But that's ultimately it. I hope this helps moving forward with the tier 2 update. Thanks all for watching, and we'll see you guys around. Goodbye for now.